accumulator. You can utilize risk money. These are ways you can reduce your exposure. Start slow, build experience, become competent, become consistent before you use big size, and actual cash, hard-earned money. Protect yourself at all times. Remember that me doing live streams and recapture not an invitation to try and copy trade me. There's a formal way of trying to learn, all right? So do not copy trade. That is a disaster. That's disastrous, right? Lastly, be careful of the impersonators and scammers. A lot of fake accounts popping up. Stay safe out there. I'll never ask you guys for money. Here we go. So we got a high of 32 and a low of 06. $44 for the high now. I'm gonna give it a few minutes here just to, see which way it wants to go and then start off. So there's 9. Quick drop. I'm gonna give it a shot here. Tight stops. Decent trade. It's not pulling back, unfortunately. I hit my buy button twice, so I'm a little bit more size than I would want to be, but okay. We got a high of 70 there. Let's see. High fill. Can we get the break? Maybe not. We might need a bigger pullback. Oh, it was pretty late there. That would have been great. I'm gonna look for a longer hold here if possible. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Waiting. Stupid fly, man. Let's see, we got a high of 90. Oh my gosh. Wow. It is fast. I gotta be faster. Wow, I'm moving too slow here. It's the second dip I'm gonna miss. It's ridiculous. It might be failing here though, is what it looks like. If it doesn't get back and hold over 50, we might be done already. At least for now, yeah. But it was a good attempt for the dip though, so maybe it bounces here again at 25. Will we? 5 to 25? No, not quite. 9. 85. If there's a bigger drop, I'll take it. Can we see a bigger drop here? If not, I'll just ease off. Jeez. If I'm faster on those trades, well, I'm not even going to say anything. We'll just keep watching here. That was crazy. It's moving at the speed of light. So here's a bounce. Let's see how it goes. $85. How's the other one doing? ELUT, and then SEZL. SEZL's halted up. Yeah, maybe SEZL is one to watch here. It never it never is all, trading, right? You never really get to do exactly what you want to do. It's always close though, it's close. On this stock, I'd have to capture the dips how I would have wanted to. I would have had to been buying in anticipation of the stop and just being quick with it. I feel like it was there on the tape, but waiting for too much confirmation here on my side. And by then we're already 20 cents higher than where I'm trying to buy. So we're having a bear flag, big red wick here on the first 5-minute candle. $36.35. Here we go for this one. Can we see a pullback? $23.50. It's not dipping. I'm going to take it. Not a bad trade. Jeez Louise, 21. It's halting down. Gosh. Where's the follow through? That dip wasn't bad. It was a little early, but still. Alright, I'll take it. We didn't lose too much coming back out, so. Small size. Oh yeah, CNXA, the cheaper stock, is doing its thing. See, this is the only problem here though. It's like I'm seeing this now, it just feels like I've already missed a move. It's a nice move too. Lovely breakout here. If AVGR gets over 30, I'd be interested here. It's a little spready, it's a little jumpy, so I'd want to wait a little bit. There's 25, there's 30. Do not fail. Do not. And lovely. It's going to fail. Out at 15. $100+ loss. Well, it's worth a shot. It's either that or it keeps going, right? For the break of the bear flag. But the setup overall is weaker, being that the last 5-minute candle was so slow. So small size for me, unless it gets up to like $10 again. But it's not finished yet, maybe it tries again. I also didn't want the break of 30. I wanted it to go above 30 like it did. And then once we can hold above the level, which it looks like it was doing for a little bit, but came down rather quickly. Time 39. CNXA is pulling back from the highs. This looks like it's going to try again. So there's 30, but you know, I'm going to be more patient this time. There's quite a spread, 10 sat 8 to 10, 15-cent spread at times. There's no shares available to borrow. I wonder if short sellers are just being aggressive here at like 40, 50, you know, 30. It would make sense. But it's also why I think it would make sense for me to buy if we can hold above the level. Maybe some of them decide, okay, just take the profits. Also, it's like if they're short, where are they short right now, right? The way how this last candle, the way how the last like pullback ended, some of them might not have gotten in. 5, 10, you know, we're looking pretty good, unless they're just short in here against the highs, maybe. But anybody who's coming now is probably just going to be waiting for a big bounce like what we just had. Shorting very low might not be good, being that the range is so big. So there's a chance it still goes. You know, what is Raphael thinking right now? He's watching a stock like this. One of the big short sellers. It's in our Discord for a couple of years now. What are the short sellers thinking? So CNXA looking decent. CNXA. There's SEZL resumption. Over 21.13, maybe there's something there if it bounces up. But a lot of risk. These areas that like this, I always am like not as interested in the low. But you see it's bouncing up, right? From like 90, here we are again. There's 40 cents every time. So what's it gonna be? A little too much selling. Good, good, good. Do not fail. Bro, they filled me on the ass right there. Oh, that is wrong. I should have had 49 fill, man. See, and if I do, I could be holding here, just waiting. I bought before that jump on the level 2. So that's just highway robbery. 400 bucks to the wind. It's looking good though. See, I still right here selling half. This is just it just ruins the trade, man. I tell you, ridiculous. So are we gonna be able to go? I mean, it's trying. It's nonsense. See, this is just so wrong. It's frustrating. 42, and there's no dips. There's no dips. 95. Oh my God. All right, let's just take the profits we have and smile and just ease off. Man, what is wrong? What is going on here, man? I'm gonna end the recording to go watch that back. I'm not even interested in. Let's see. Trade. I tell you, you go crazy. I'm gonna take the profits here and just not even bother. I gave back half on what was two decent entries. Is the spread was the spreads really that bad? I mean, I gotta go watch this back. Let's go see if anybody's actively trading. Continue to trade. I'm done here for the day. Time for me to go do my review. Gosh, and that was with 1,000 shares, bro. Not like I'm, carrying size. I tell you, man. I tell you. Where I should be up $3,000 already. So we get the push. Okay, fair, pretty fair. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. It did open up, and we're gonna take the loss here. I should have bought the bids. Okay, that's okay. That's fair. See, I'll take my eyes off the ass sometimes. Son of a gun. Where is it at now? Is it back up again? I have to size down if I'm gonna touch this. I'll go mad. 86. I'll go crazy if I don't size down. The high's at 40. Can we pull away and then dip? Hmm. Stick to small size. It looks like it wants to go here, but it's getting up there quickly and then coming back down. So, in a low of 90 with a high basically at 50. We did have that trend line there. Will it affect the move? This day trading thing, it's not easy. I'm waiting to see if it pulls away. I want to see it go to 60, 70. Maybe that or maybe the lower end, but we'll see. If it gives another big drop, could be good. Either or, higher low, smaller size here. There are sellers at 55. Ought to buy the bids too if this drops. It's volatile enough to where I think I should still get fills. Halt up is at 95, so if it does get through, there's a lot of room to the upside. Oh, just buying up those shares. What is that, like 40,000? It might go here, but it's all over the place. It's wild. Big range. 50,000. It looks like they added back 20. It's getting bought up. Here we go. It's finished. Wait, shares are done. Sellers, we should go here if it's aggressive. The sellers are basically bought up. Right. 10-cent loss there. So maybe pull back first. We'll see how low it goes. This is a new 5-minute candle too, so we'll see. It's kind of right at that trend line. Time 51. These last couple of days have been crazy for me. I got to buy the bids more. There's nothing stopping me from buying the bids every time, to be honest. I can, have all the hotkeys ready. 50, 5,000 rather, 5,000 shares there. 10 seems to be holding up for now, but I'll wait. Pretty fair, pretty good. Time 52, 55 for highs.
ETOC.
It might be ready here. Mm-mm-mm. A lower low. Are we gonna see the volume? It's good. So can we get to can we see it push to 30? Is that possible? No, I like it. I like it, but we'll see if we can continue to hold. Time? There's a new candle. Hmm. I'd like to see a push into the new candle here. If not, maybe it needs more pullback. I wanted to see that bigger push. Maybe not. I'll be out scratch. Look to get back in. The re-average. I hope I'm not stopping out too early. Setup still looks good. The VWAP is all the way down there, so it's actually still holding. 85. I think the moment it breaks below like 75 is might be no good in terms of this like higher hold. But we'll see. We're 2 minutes into this candle though, so we should be seeing something. What was that? 60, 66? I mean, it's looking good. I think it's looking good. But time is not really looking great though, in terms of like where we are with the candlestick. But the pattern itself is looking okay, I think. So we'll see. If it's stalling out, There's a new candle again. Seems like it might be stalling out. I'll watch the 5 minute candle to make a new high. Ay, ay, ay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is day trading for you, right? The swings, the crazy swings. Are you willing to, endure? This is part of the deal. Part of the deal. Part of the deal. Perspective is still important. We still have to, you know, remember what we're doing here and you know, how crazy it is to be here and still be able to make a couple $100 in, 40 minutes. Can't lose sight of that. If we do, it's trouble. So here's some volume. I think this might be it. This might be it, but the spreads are crazy there, right? Spreads opening up like nobody's business. Are we getting ready for the next leg? Oh, okay, okay. So it needs more volume. Interesting, because we bought up a 10,000 share seller, I think, or maybe even 20. Surprised that trade didn't work. So it's like the volume is stalling out again. Are we gonna get back? Let me adjust this just a little bit. The breakout is definitely hard to capture here because you need to be in as it's going, right, and just only going. So it's definitely difficult. The 5 minute setup is still in play if you're still holding and you're interested in that push to 50 potentially. It's just a battle. The volume had stalled out, but it held up. It's coming back in. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to believe it's going to go to 50 one more time. It's just a matter of when. The way how it's looking, it's like that's what the market is telling me. It's like, it looks like it should happen here. So I really should have still been holding those few hundred shares down at 72. Is this it? It's so hard to jump in for the scalp, man. It's not really showing those good entries. It's gradual. It's very gradual. So we might get like a sudden eruption, like kind of like what we saw yesterday. It's possible. But again, the 5 minute setup is probably still the best there, best entry that we had here. In at 70, 80, just holding here, see if we get the push. So when the volume came back out, I definitely sold too soon. But I kind of, knew that there was a chance. Struggling. We're actually over, well, actually, no, the high was 55, right? What was the high? Yeah, 55, so struggling. It should have just, 60, 70. So short sellers are not really covering as fast, which is interesting. What are they risking again? Unless they're probably risking with more of a backstop, let's say 65. Oh my goodness. It's a false breakout. Gotta get these stocks, man. I got 67. So they did cover, at least somebody did, or people covered, but it didn't go like how it should have went. It's back down. But see how aggressive the move comes in over the level. I'm in at 64 out of 1104. It's a pretty good trade. Small size though, but still a great trade. This is not a great trade. In at 72 out of 57. Not bad, but still. But this is where for me it becomes confusing. The stock, from how I'm looking at the market, should not be selling off here. It doesn't make any sense. But yet it's selling off. Like what's going on? So if short sellers are covering over the highs, at least a few of them had to have covered because there's no way the move should be so aggressive, right? So if people are covering, why are we dropping? Is it that somebody's selling with such huge size that it just pulls the entire stock back down? Is that what it is, or is it something else, right? 30K sell, but even 30,000 shares is not really that much. It feels like it has to be like a market order selling, right? Even if the order is on the ask, unless maybe it's like 180,000 shares, people really get like, okay, maybe this is too much of a resistance. Maybe somebody with big size that's been like investing into this thing for a long time is trying to get out, and that might be too much trouble for us to get through. Maybe, right? But so it has to be like a market order just getting executed. this is the worst part of this, like, you know, this is the worst part of the strategy, I think. It's that something could be looking great, but then not look good almost immediately. And you have to switch your mindset from like aggression to then a defensive mindset to say, hey, let me get out of the way and protect myself. Whether that might mean, protecting profits, not giving back something, or maybe, preventing yourself from going deep in the red, whatever that might mean. So right now, this charting is like, maybe there's some dip opportunities, but for how I look at it, it's ruined. It needs to get back over the high to look good again, and there's so much distance in between where we are now and the highs. But some of the aggressive dip traders, I think, will have some opportunities as we pull back and bounce, pull back and bounce. Maybe it does try to curl back up again. But, if I'm not aggressive, if I'm not super aggressive on the dip here, and, if I didn't lose as much, maybe I'd have been more aggressive. But this is like the much better dip for what I would look for. And I was in small size. So, for me to buy this dip, it's just not, it's not going to happen. But good day, we're up $870. You know, this it's funny because like the videos I've been posting, right? The like with the group P&Ls, like there's a few comments saying like this isn't real because you guys aren't even excited. It's like, everybody's saying, "Oh, up 2K today, 3K, whatever it is." And it's like, man, these people are don't even look happy. They don't look excited. And I think it's a little unfair to say that, right? But the issue is that we all know, we all know that in terms of the performance base that goes on here in trading, the performance based sport, it's like we could have performed a little bit better. We could have danced the routine a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker. Like those dip trades that I missed, I could capture those trades, but it's like I'm more passive, passive today as I'm watching the pullbacks. So it's like immediately, there's just a tiny bit of frustration with myself for not being faster in that moment, right? And that's what it kind of is. And so we're grateful, and I am grateful to be able to make $800 again. The perspective, it's 10:12 a.m. and I've made $800. It's an insane amount of money to make in that time frame. But I should have still been up like 3K again, and it's 2 days in a row. I say this too many times, on here. But anyhow, so while it's like bittersweet, so you're grateful, you're happy that you were able to make something, but at the same time, it's like this hunger in your mind. I don't think it's greed. It's just this hunger to perform at your best always. At least that's how it is for me. And that is difficult to do here in this space. And so at the end of it, it feels like the day wasn't complete. It's not as sweet as it should be, although it still is sweet, right? So, that's the emotions right now. I think it's important to just say that out loud because, it's like even after you become green, it's like there's still obstacles, there's still challenges. You still have to keep pushing forward. You don't become consistent and then everything goes away in terms of the problems. You still got to deal with stuff. You still got to stay focused. I gave back so much at one point. I was thinking to call it. Then I'm like, okay, it curled back up, so I'll give it a chance right here. Smaller size. For those of you wondering why I am using smaller size, last year I had a lot more days where I would be this green and then go all the way to red. It just isn't efficient. So whenever I get back too much too quickly, I think, for me to just size down, knowing who I am as the trader, it gives me more peace of mind, you know, because the frustration has different levels, and I don't want to keep getting more frustrated. So I just size down, just, you know what, hey, I'll just take it easy and go from there. So, hopefully this helps out somebody out there who might be either going through something similar or who may be going through something like this eventually over time, because, we're all in different places with our careers here in the markets. But it's a great day. So, is there anything else or are we out of here? That's the beautiful thing about trading though, is that, just that 1 hour, we still have 15 minutes till we get to an hour. So it's 45 minutes here so far. Been able to get a very solid day. When I look at my stats, the first, and last year, interestingly, I feel like there were more opportunities throughout the entirety of the day versus this year, like Power Hour. When I check the Discord in Power Hour, maybe there's just one or two stocks, but back in the days, it's like people would be raving. There's so many call outs, and it's almost like if it's the open again, the first 30 minutes or something. So right here, it's like it shows me that, hey, like, and I don't trade before 9:30. It's rare. So I know that all of this is between 9:30 and 10 a.m. It's the bulk of our gains. And if we're to like bring this down to just this year here, right? So it's primarily where we're doing the best. And at Power Hour this year, I don't know what's going on. So hopefully, like in the next few months, Power Hour picks up. We can see more. Part of it is that I haven't been sticking around as much, but as mentioned, when I check the Discord, there's just not much. CNXA pushing up. It's a good break. Come on. Ay, ay, ay. Whoa, that is some big volume there. That's pretty good. 21 cents. It's off the charts, literally. That was a pretty good move right there. So there's a big seller. He just bought up all those shares. Again, for me here, I just think I'm a little late to this show here. Maybe a little too much ranting after those trades. Nice setup. This is a good consolidation here for the break right here. This is lovely. Which then leads to the high of day push over here. And then continuation through the high point. And like yesterday, I never hit enter on this list. So we're getting a pullback. Is it worthy? Is it enough? Yeah, Lucas, I typed that up so long ago. I never hit enter, man. Not good. It needs to hold up here, or else it's kind of like too much of a pullback. We did have, I think we had 27 as like a real resistance, and that candle is going to close with a bigger wick. And do we have shares available? There might be. I'm going to check. Let's see. I'm going to check with one share. No, no shares available. SRRK. Is it even halt? Probably not. You know what I didn't do? I don't think I started the recording again. I mean, we got the first half though. Let's get this out. What's the other side of AVGR? Is that it goes up to 11, it holds up around like 70, like on that dip, it gets back to 11, and it keeps going. It's like, would we have been at $12 right now if this drop didn't occur? That's like the other side of the possibility of what could have happened. The pastor has been sleeping. As crazy as as crazy, as crazy as this day trading makes me sometimes, it's like I can't see myself doing anything else. I'll show up here every day. I'll show up here every day. Every single day. I'll be here. I like the bounce back to 20 cents here for CNXA. I'll be here during the slow periods, the hot periods, everything in between, red, green. I will be here. I have to lose my arms and my eyes to not be here. Not bad at all. So it's looking decent here. Although I'm thinking about, where I would want an entry. Also, I'm not going to use the usual 8, 10,000 shares. I'll be, half size that. So we got back over the level. The highs are in sight again. Will we see, and there's some buyers too, so will we see another drop down, or is it just straight up here? For me, higher low is usually, what I'm looking at. Whether it's a 5-day push or like a support trade. If we get to the high, can we see 22.23? Do I think that that's a possibility? I don't know. I think there might not be enough of a push. So if we could get like a slightly bigger drop here, that could be good. A small pullback here, bottoming wick. Can we retest these lows? It looks like it might already be trying. A lot of green printing. Looks like it might be trying. I wanted to pull back here, probably, but maybe it keeps going. There's some buyers again. The size that people take on these stocks is crazy. You see some big positions, man. 300,000, 500,000. On the normal stocks like AVGR, we've seen crazy stuff before. 250,000. I think one time 800,000 shares. Like imagine who in the world is taking 800,000 shares on that stock. At that point, maybe you start thinking like some sort of hedge fund or institution or something. Maybe they've been in for a while and deciding to maybe scale out. So there's a new high. Yeah, maybe I'll just spectate this one. I don't know. It's a nice move. Nice move. It definitely requires that longer hold. So that pullback there was good. It's just so quick. Went to 1950 area. I think maybe like 1917 was the low. Marcelo here. Tomorrow we'll have a Tomorrow we'll have Marcelo take over the live stream. Bastar's gonna take the day off. The pastor is gonna take the day off. So we got to 23. But again, on the daily chart, getting up into this range is where we had a million and one topping wicks. AVGR, we did have a bounce from 1920 up to 1009, so pretty decent. Again, still opportunities for those dip traders that like the pullback entries there. I'll have to study this charting tonight. I want to watch this whole thing back without skipping or pausing anything. I don't do that often. I'll skip through like all the key areas, key trades. But this particular one, I want to watch everything. So it's 10:30. For those people who might be heading out, have a good one. Stay safe. Stay green. I know a lot of people do head out here, whether it's to the day job or maybe it's something else. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you are heading out, guys. Be sure to leave a thumbs up. How many likes do we have? What happened? What happened to always showing up? Yeah, I know, right? Not to contradict myself. No, I was joking. I was just joking. I'll be here even when I'm not feeling well. I usually still trade. It's not always a good thing. 'Cause sometimes, you're just too sluggish. But it's so much fun, It's fun. It's great. And so, it's like, why not? AVGR is interesting here if it's to push up to like 1030, 1040. A lot of risk with the bids pulling back. I'm using the 1 minute time frame and the 5 minute time frame along with the daily charts. Sometimes I'll use the 3 minute, but not as much. I don't use anything below 1 minute because I feel like the level two is a good depiction of what's happening on the shorter frame. As data comes through and time progresses, I can picture in my head, what's happening. But I guess if you want more of the visuals, right, if you do like a 10-second chart, it's not bad. A lot of the trading for me also has to do with like how the selling is coming in at the levels, how the volume is playing in. Like when I sold a position of the couple hundred shares, the volume going up just died. And usually when that happens, coming right back down to make that new low. So I was already thinking, okay, I'm gonna just re-average. But that's very price action related. Going back to the chart, there's